Welcome to Star Trek for the NES. Star Trek 25th Anniversary. It's the full title. But curiously, it doesn't actually show the full title in the game. I don't know why they called it Star Trek 25th Anniversary. This is was the very first Star Trek game I ever played. But one thing I really like about it is that they really did try to make the game uh, like an episode from the TV show. We have this opening sequence. It's Mr. Spock. Unlike a lot of licensed games back in the 90s and even today that are basically just a shabby game with a coat of paint on it to make it look like a franchise. I feel like this game is an adventure game, but I feel like it was really a lot of respect was given to the source material, and that they have all the characters from the show, and they have the opening sequence, just like all the episodes had, like the cold open. And for those who have watched the original series, you'll actually realize that this game, the story of this game, is actually a sequel to one of the episodes from the original series. So I do like that. There's a lot of Easter eggs and nods to other characters and plot points to the show. I mean, it definitely isn't one of the top NES games, but I think it's pretty cool. It's a fun little excursion if you like Star Trek. So the Enterprise uh, has been flying in the Sigma Iota system and encountered this gravitational field, pulling them off course. I love the little 8-bit music. They took a number of the songs, the tracks from the original series, and composed them into 8-bit form. Scotty. Part of the game takes place here on the Enterprise, but most of the game takes place on various planets that the Enterprise uh, explores throughout the course of the game. Scotty! Oh, the poor Enterprise's engines are always under stress. Scotty's trying to protect them. Here we go! It's gone, Mr. Chekhov says. Uhura! I like Uhura. She never got enough screen time on the original series. She is probably the most underutilized, underdeveloped character on the show, unfortunately. Mr. Spock. Dr. McCoy, Bones, of course, is in sickbay. He's not on the bridge here with the rest of the characters. We play as Captain Kirk. Who else would we be? And see, like the TV series, we have our little opening showing the Enterprise. We don't have a voiceover from Captain Kirk, but we do have the marquee at the top of the screen. And hey, for an 8-bit video game, I feel like they did the theme song pretty well. Star Trek. 25th Anniversary is the full title. The game came out in 1991, which would have been the 25th anniversary of the premiere of Star Trek in 1966. But why they called the game Star Trek 25th Anniversary, I don't know, because there's nothing about the game, the plot, the story, anything that really is relevant to 25 years. But yeah, this is a password game. If you wanted to have a password, you could do that, but we're going to start from the beginning. Fittingly, we start with the captain's log. Start 2831.3. So they were investigating a strange gravitational disturbance in Sigma Iota. If you have ever seen the episode A Piece of the Action, that might ring a bell. The Enterprise was caught in a dimensional gate, unable to break free from its intense gravitational field. They were transported far away into the uncharted reaches of space, so they don't even know where they are. Now, we must find our way back home, wherever that may be. Scotty, damage report. The mains are shut down. They're running on backup power. Why can't we engage the warp engines? Scotty's got to break it down to the captain. The strain on the engines fused our dilithium crystals. Cannot return power until we replenish our supplies. Captain, based on our current rate of fuel consumption, our orbit will decay in 2 hours. So the ship's going to crash on the planet in 2 hours if we don't find some dilithium crystals. Anybody have any good news? Perhaps, Captain. A sensor scan indicates a deposit of dilithium crystals on the planet's surface. What planet are we at, by the way? Have Dr. McCoy meet us in the transporter room. We've got to find those crystals before it's too late. So now we're going to take the turbo lift down to the transporter room. And now we have a little briefing on our mission. Captain, says Spock, our most recent sensor report revealed a large deposit of dilithium under a very unusual structure. It appears to be manually constructed and similar to the Aztec pyramids of ancient Earth. Insufficient data to determine its origins. However, it is generating a lot of energy. That is Mr. Kyle, Transporter Chief. So now the away team of Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, and Dr. McCoy will beam down to this planet that we wound up at. And this is the planet Masaba. Masaba is our first stage. Spock says tricorder readings reveal a large structure 157 meters to the north, and also a human settlement to the south. So we have a structure to the north and a settlement to the south. We could, first of all, our options are to talk to Mr. Spock or to Dr. McCoy. We could use the item in our inventory, of which we do not have any yet. We can beam back up to the Enterprise at any time should we want to do so. Then we have our phaser, which we can change from stun to kill. In addition, we also have a tricorder, which we can have Spock to use to analyze the surroundings. It's like a grass planet. If you notice down in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, there's a plant, an animate plant. It can fire thorns. There's my phaser, okay. When it's not looking, I'm going to stun it because stunning plants is a thing. Now we can use our tricorder to get an analysis. And Dr. McCoy says that it's a very interesting plant. Shall I take a sample? We're always going to say yes. There's never an instance where you don't want to pick up anything. Games like this, if you can pick something up, you should pick something up. So first we're going to go down to this settlement in the south, they said. There's a kitty cat. Looks like a sentry. Just walk up to someone to talk to them and you'll automatically get some dialogue. This person says to stay away from the bloodworms in the forest. Would like to do that, yes. More guards. They don't have any particularly unique dialogue. Beware of the swamp beast. Swamp beast. Kitty cat. Like kitty cats around. Oh, he's speaking. Beware of the swamp beast, yeah. It's a big hut. Oh, that looks like somebody in charge. Welcome to the village of the cat people. So this is the village of the cat people. There's plenty of cats around. What do you know about the large building to the north? It's the temple where the druid prays for good weather. However, the druid was killed by a beast from the swamp 3 suns ago, and the Eye of Kakos was lost with him. What's the Eye of Kakos? The eye will allow entrance to the temple. If you can recover the eye, you may make the pilgrimage to the temple. So that's our first step. Find the Eye of Kakos. Every time you walk by someone, you're going to get dialogue. He said, beware the beast. Oh, he says the medicine man can prepare you for safe passage through the forest. And we have ritual dance. That's what I said, Mr. Spock. This is the medicine man. I see you have brought a shooting plant. Place it in the fire. So he tells you that he can make medicine for you, but he needs an ingredient from the shooting plant. So we're going to take, now we have an inventory item. We're going to put the plant in the fire. I'll have to be standing in front of it. They do want to make sure that you are in a specific place. Put the plant in the fire. Medicine man's going to work his magic. And now take the jar of repellent below the fire pit. As long as you keep it, no bloodworm will harm you. The repellent is going to... shall I add it to our inventory? Always. Thank you, Dr. McCoy. So basically, these bloodworms to the north of here won't be attracted to us with the repellent. I'm going to stun this plant because I don't want to get shot by it. So if we go north, now you can see these little worms. With the repellent, they won't be attracted to us. Had we not got the repellent from Medicine Man, they would be all over us. And you can take damage. Everyone has full health. If you take too much damage, you'll be incapacitated, and Dr. McCoy will be able to revive you. If you fall again, you'll have to be beamed back up to the Enterprise for more serious medical attention. Here in the east, there's a swamp. And we were warned about a swamp beast. Oh dear, there he is. I had to stun him. The creature is merely stunned, Captain. It should be back on its feet in a couple of hours. Which hopefully we will have be back on board the Enterprise before then. Another one. Yes, you can set your phaser to kill and vaporize them, but... Ooh, what's that? Oh, there he comes. But, Spock doesn't take too kindly to us killing native life forms on this planet. Stunning them so they don't kill us is all we need. This would appear to be the abode of the creature. I'm going to pick up this interesting pendant. I found the eye, Captain. I remember being pretty young the first time I played this, and what's crazy is, like, I learned like the meaning of a lot of different words from playing this game. Abode. I'd never heard that word before. I don't know what abode means. What's an abode? Like a home, a living space, a simple house, sorta. And that's really cool. That's one thing I like about games with... I mean, don't get me wrong, voiceovers are more immersive. And, stun all these beasts. Yeah, you know, games that have voice acting and whatnot are more immersive, but there's something about games like this where you have to learn, exercise your literary skills. And, you know, hey, I learned the meaning of various words by playing this. I don't know what an abode was. At one point in the game, we're going to find a sedative. I'd never heard of sedative before. I didn't know what is a sedative. It was educational and fun. Now remember, we have to go to the north, Spock said, for a structure. And here we are. We have reached this temple, some kind of a temple. And interestingly, on the door, it looks like an eyeball. What do we have in our inventory? An eye key. Captain, the doorway has opened up. So we're in this structure, and you can see on the wall little tablets with different symbols. Oh no! Hit Mr. Spock. Wasn't quick enough. Spock did take a little damage, but we got bones. If he becomes too wounded, we'll be able to revive him. More symbols on tablets. And a talking door. Only one person may pass these doors at a time. Follow one at a time. So now we have a puzzle with a lot of different little symbols on the floor. If you step on the right symbol, it'll be illuminated. If you step on the wrong one, you'll be shot with a dart, some kind of a projectile, by those little mask face things on the wall directly ahead. And if you were paying attention to the symbols on the wall outside, then you know which ones to step on. You can actually cheese it a little bit. If you step forward and fire your phaser at the same time, you can actually shoot the projectile. Those things fire at you like that. That was the right block, but that's what I mean. Maybe I'll show you on this one. So the right one would be this one. No, actually, I'm not going to do that because I'm too close. But if you didn't write it down, then it can be possible to still get through it. And then we want this one. And then we want this one. And then we want this one. And straight ahead. And that's through that puzzle. And we made it. Now we have a much bigger room. More symbols. That's it. Spot. The computer was created by a race far more superior than the native population. From what I can comprehend, this machine requires an incredible amount of energy to create necessary material for life to exist on this planet. Wow. This power can only be generated by a vast supply of dilithium crystals. And again, there are things up here. I can only hypothesize that these tiles are some kind of activating mechanism. Standing in front of the proper tiles in the proper sequence may activate the computer. But what sequence could that possibly be? What sequence could this possibly be? If only there were some clue. Boop. 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 I like how that was kind of like the Zelda. Fascinating. Apparently, a druid can activate the computer by musical tones. Another item of interest, Captain. On the wall is a map of the local region of space. I'm recording the information now. So boom, we have a map of the system of space now. He'll send it to the Enterprise for Sulu and Chekhov, and a door. By the way, if one should want to, you could always speak to your teammates. All readings indicate nothing unusual. Alright, yeah, nothing special. Now, would you look at that? All those dilithium crystals. All those dilithium crystals. And a computer. This appears to be a large deposit of low-grade dilithium crystals. The quantity we require should not interfere with the running of this machinery. Shall I give these coordinates to Mr. Scott? so that he may beam them directly aboard the Enterprise? Well, there's nobody to ask, so we'll just take a couple. Kirk to Enterprise 3 to beam up. And there we are. We have finished the first stage, the first world, if you will, in Star Trek 25th Anniversary. We have our dilithium crystals, and we have a star chart. Now we know we are at the planet Masaba, and with our dilithium crystals, we can even chart a course to another planet. What we're eventually going to want to do is get back to where we started, back at least to home space, and it's planet hopping from planet to planet to get where we need to go. But we will continue that in the next video. So stay tuned and we will play some more Star Trek 25th Anniversary for the NES.